Okay. I'm still getting the hang of this whole thing. What's going on, everyone? My name is GamingNavi, and welcome to reacting to CloudConnections Gen 4 Pokemon rating video. I'm still fucking at my intros. I'll get this down eventually. Though it's gonna happen. But in the meantime, just probably turn that down a little bit. The sound. I mean, I don't want to hear Cloud, but I don't want to. It's definitely gonna be loud. Because I just had to buff that up for Cyberpunk yesterday. Okay, so hopefully this is good enough. Let's hurry up and let's start with frickin' video. Let's watch rating every Gen 4 Pokemon featuring Dripson by CloudConnection. There we go. Let's do this!
Today on Rating Every Pokemon, we're talking about Gen 4, but forget that, I'm too busy worrying about how much of a pain in the ass the Gen 9 video is going to be.
Ooh.
In case you've been missing the trailers for Scarlet and Violet, details on the regional forms and battle gimmicks were revealed. And oh boy, if that new Terastal system is to be believed, there could be a lot of Pokemon for us to rate.
Yeah.
Cloud and I both figured that there would be
Hello, XX Girl. How am I doing? I am doing good. My day is going well. I got off work early, so I'm here doing a reaction video to one of my friends' rating videos.
Depending on how many Pokemon are in the regional decks, could mean well over 300 or 400 ratings for both of us to cover, in addition to the new Pokemon and regional forms.
Hello everyone, it's me, CloudConnection. You were just listening to me talk a little while ago. We recorded this script in late August, early September, when it wasn't really clear what the Terastal system would be, and now that we know that it's going to be type-based rather than Pokemon-based, we realize it's kind of not that big of a deal for our rating system. You know, we were kind of worried that every single Pokemon would have its own unique Terastal form to rate, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Ignore all...
Thanks for the plug there, Cloud. Y'all should like and subscribe to my channel as well.
...are worrying about what it's going to be. That's old information. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's talk about Gen 4. This is where I personally dropped off of Pokemon. Well,
That's a weird place that you're gonna drop off, because like this is the generation a lot of people say is like, yo, the best, and you know, all that stuff, so like it's a weird statement to say.
Dripson continued onward, and it's wild to me that that was 16 years ago now.
Yeah, it feels weird to think that I was a kid when this came out. It still feels like yesterday. It's got my Cyberpunk download last night. Yes, I subscribed to the channel. Yeah, I remember you saying that in my channel, in my comment section. I'm glad I was able to entertain you.
I've forgotten a lot about Diamond and Pearl since then, so I'm personally very excited to look at the Pokemon from this generation.
I think you'll be pleasantly You'll be satisfied, Cloud. I can't speak.
On a scale from 1 to 10 based on their designs, usefulness in battles, etc. Region-specific forms count for the generation they're introduced, not for the Pokemon's original generation. And no separate rating for form differences unless they're a fusion.
Well, he's sweet. I'll recount that. Alright, let's go. Turtwig. I love tortoises. They are good Pokemon. I love them. And Turtwig is a nice, defined little seedling little turtle. This is a generation where battle practicality, all three starters are fantastic to choose. And design-wise, all three of them are good. This is probably going to be consistent among all three of them, but like I give Turtwig an 8. Because it's a very cute little tortoise. You just want to pet him. Hi, Emmanuel. You just want to pet that little snout. I love tortoises. That's an 8 out of 10 tortoise.
I think Turtwig is kinda cute, but it's mostly pretty boring for me. Not bad, but not really that great.
Poor Turtwig.
Turtwig is my favorite first form starter from Sinnoh.
Base Dripson,
So cute.
as usual,
Grass Turtle is a
unless
favorite
babies are
for
concerned.
Pokemon.
Grottle. Grottle it's a lot stronger. I'm not exactly as big a fan as Grottle as I was Turtwig or its final evolution. This is an instance where I'd say the middle evolution drops off, which is exclusive to just Turtwig in this generation. Luckily, the other two pick up the slack, but yeah, not the biggest fan of Grottle. Like a 7 out of 10 design-wise. Battle practicality gets stronger, but I'm gonna leave it at 7.
Some minor improvements over Turtwig as far as body shape, but a lot of features like the bushes and plated feet really bug me.
I think Grottle is
Yep.
still pretty cool.
Also a good choice there, Dripson.
It's distinct enough to not just be a slightly bigger first form.
And then you end off this evolution strong with Torterra, which is a fantastic, and I do mean fantastic form. I love it. Alright, that is a 10 out of 10 starter form. I genuinely say I love that more than Charizard. Alright, it is great. 10 out of 10. And it's fucking tanky as hell. If my memory is correct, that's like a rock type or was it a ground type? I don't remember. But like either one covers up some good typing for it. So Torterra, fantastic Pokemon. 10 out of 10.
You know what? I never liked Torterra in
Hey, Cloud.
I thought it was a stupid Pokemon with a stupid concept. But looking at it now, I actually really like it. Now I think the idea is really great, and most of the stuff I didn't like about its previous forms are gone. Well done, Torterra.
I really love Torterra. I don't know if it's everything growing out of its back. Or
Dripson's been a lot more forgiving to the Turtwig evolutionary line than Cloud has. And now we have Chimchar, who's a cute little fire monkey. I love him. He is definitely an 8, like Turtwig, an 8 out of 10 monkey. I love him. Good monkey. My break is on. My break on the farm is done. I'll be back. Okay, have fun, gamer girl.
Cute and a little sassy, but Chimchar isn't really extraordinary for me. It's
And don't worry, little Goku will grow up and change your mind, Cloud. I'm positive on this one.
tiny.
I love Dripson. Improvement on Chimchar. It is just a slightly bigger version of the previous form, but unlike Groddle, it doesn't take away from any of the charm the original design had. It adds to it, kind of, just by growing up. I like Monferno. That's a 9 out of 10 monkey, and it gets even more powerful. So, you know, it keeps me practical.
not that much better than Chimchar in all honesty, but Monferno
Eh.
at least avoids the middle starter.
Never been a fan of the Turtwig line, haha. Even Torterra only reason to be. I mean, yeah, to be like out of all the parts of the Turtwig evolution, Torterra is definitely the star of the show. Turtwig is adorable, don't get me wrong, but Groddle just. It's like reverse Grovyle. Grovyle was the best part of the Trico evolution, but in like the other two weren't that great. In Turtwig's evolution, Groddle's the one that you just kind of don't like.
Weirdness trope.
Punchy. Monkey.
Dripson just monkey. Hey, look! It's Goku. 10 out of 10. Also, yeah, it's another firefighting type, so, you know, it's before it became a trend, this was still nice. And overall, I do love the Sun Wukong design. So, that, like, genuinely, that is a 10 out of 10. This is a generation where you can't go wrong picking any of the starters. But it's hard not to pick Infernape. Well, especially because Gen 4 doesn't have a lot of fire types. But, you know, that's for a discussion for a different video.
The fire starter line for this generation is very solid, and Infernape ends it out on a great note. The white tufts of fur really complement the rest of the colors.
Absolutely.
Especially the flames.
Burning. Monk. You know what? No. No more monkey jokes.
Good.
I want to stop that before getting
Come on, let's find something new, Dripson.
Anyway, Infernape has always been my least favorite final starter from Sinnoh.
Oh, really?
The fact that I'm still giving this a 9 should speak volumes about the quality of Sinnoh's final starter evolutions.
Okay. I love penguins. Like, when it comes to birds, penguins are my second favorite. Number 1 is owls. Number 2 is penguins. They are adorable. And Piplup, that's an 8 out of 10 penguin right there. It's just, I can't find any flaws in its design. It's pure water to start, but it's fine. And then it's going to get so much better when it evolves and becomes steel, which is fantastic. This is a generation where even like Nuzlocke, you might want to consider giving up the fire for a water type, because a water steel type is amazing. Dripson getting sick of monkey. So yeah, 8 out of 10 penguin.
Look at it. It is Piplup. Piplup is adorable.
Piplup was actually my first starter choice when I first got Diamond. I specifically remember coming home from GameStop or wherever, playing Diamond on my DS and picking Piplup.
So I didn't actually own the Gen 4 games when they came out because I didn't really have that much of an allowance growing up, and my parents never actually got me the games on my my wish lists and whatnot. So I'd have to like wait for like one time a year. My parents like, oh yeah, sure, we'll finally get you the game. Whereas my brother got both Diamond and Platinum, so I had to basically steal his copy of the game and play that. And every time I chose Turtwig because my brother kept choosing Chimchar, so I felt like I was obliged to pick something else. So I always chose Turtwig. And I always, to this day, I kind of regret not becoming a Piplup fan until I got older. I get that we have several other monkeys to enjoy. Primplup is a lot like Monferno, where it's just a bigger, more older version of the first form, of which case I like. I will say, there's something about Primplup that I don't know, it doesn't have the same vibe as Monferno. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I still like its design. But I don't know, there's something about Primplup that just kind of does it differently than Monferno did.
I kind of like
Maybe it's like the funny
almost
monkeys
has a
more.
suit on, and the discs on its head are kind of neat, but it is a bit of a downgrade from Piplup.
Finally, a design that I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah, I kind of
still
like it.
and it rounds out the middle starter evolutions nicely.
And now we have the Emperor, who is fantastic. He's got a freaking trident on his forehead. He looks regal and majestic. 10 out of 10 starter. And it's a steel type. So it's even better. Alright? Empoleon is a fantastic get for your team. 10 out of 10 Penguin.
Empoleon is a badass, awesome
Base
Pokemon,
Cloud.
even though it's just really following the trend of taking adorable initial stage and making its final version cool. For my money, Empoleon is one of the best to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the black, blue, and yellow scheme, the trident head ornament, the steel typing, or the overall penguin aesthetic, but Empoleon rules. I think Sinnoh is the only generation with no wrong favorite starter choice.
Correct there, Dripson. Like every other generation, you can pick one starter, which is, you know, the weakest. You had Trico and you had Trico and Chikorita in the last two generations, but this is a generation where, you know, all of them are good. Like, we're gonna get to Gen 5, and again, all of them are good, but I feel like everyone sleeps on Snivy, which is, I like Snivy. Gen 6, you kind of have people sleeping on Chet. I'm noticing a trend of people ignoring the grass type starters now that I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna stop talking.
Especially final evolutions.
Starly is a cute little dove pigeon Pokemon. I don't know. I like Starly. Starly's cute. Gen 4 starters. Yeah, all 4 Gen starters are like, Gen 4 starters are fantastic. And I would say, Starly, this is another really good bird, like just like Tailo. Where I think it kind of outshines the OG normal flying Pidgey in like every way. Not better than Hoot Hoot, but I do really love Starly. It's kind of cute. So that's a, you know, it's like a 8 out of 10 bird. I'm giving a lot of high remarks to these Pokemon because Gen 4 really did do a lot of, design-wise, really good. And plus, the Starly evolution line is just, everyone loves it for a reason. You can't play Gen 4 without using Starly for a reason, because they're the best.
By this point, the whole Route 1 bird trope probably felt very stale to some, but I think Starly sticks out thanks to the gray and white color contrast and the simple pattern on its plumage.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a bird, but the fact that I know almost everyone that plays through these games picks one of these up makes me give it a pretty good score.
Because it's useful. Staravia is a more mature version looking of the first bird. Tradition continues. It's just an older, better version of the first one. Again, it's not doing anything really special yet, so I'm giving it an 8. Because despite its improvements, I still have the same opinion. It's getting stronger. You still want it on your team. 8 out of 10 bird.
This is just Starly with a stupid anime haircut.
I kind of like that.
Kinda loses me a bit here, since it's not a cute little orb like Starly, and nowhere near as cool as Staraptor.
It's a teenager. It's figuring its way out, alright? Well, it's not a teenager yet. It's about to be. It's like, you know. Starly is like 10. Staravia is friggin' 12, about to be an edgy teenager. And now it's an edgy teenager, because it's got the emo haircut covering over one eye, and that one strand, and some of its hair dyed otherwise. Staraptor is a nice design. I like Staraptor. That is a 9 out of 10 bird, and it is powerful. Okay? The freaking brave bird Staraptor is gonna murder anything Team Pet the enemy will bring at you. You definitely need a Staraptor on your team. Staravia about to ask you to prom. Yeah, especially Staravia got like that one... Staravia got that one part of its hair that needs to grease back. But yeah, Staraptor, 9 out of 10 bird.
Staraptor has the edge that you might expect from a
Yep.
evolution, but I think it balances out to a pretty cool, if not spectacular, design.
probably the best of the best of Route 1 bird Pokemon.
I agree with you on
Battle
that one,
design,
Dripson.
striking red feather tuft, and just edgy enough for my liking.
It's the god that everyone loves to meme on, the HM slave that we all just use for that one purpose. There's not really anything I can really say on Bidoof. It's a cute design, but battle practicality we all know we're using as HMs to the point where even the Pokemon Company memes on it. I can't really say anything to Bidoof outside of that, so it's a 7. Actually, no, I give Bidoof an 8 because Mystery Dungeon. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
I don't quite
The meme
buy
boy.
the Bidoof hype, and I honestly think the Pokemon
Yeah.
Company has banged too hard on Bidoof as a meme, but I can still
Yeah.
recognize this as a decent little critter.
Cloud's right. It's the meme one. You can tell I'm overly forgiving on a lot of Pokemon designs because this franchise has meant a lot to me and I just have love to give. So I'm a lot more forgiving. But I agree with everything Cloud said. It's very much the overhyped meme Pokemon. But I just think it's kind of cute. Plus, again, the Bidoof you meet in Mystery Dungeon, I just love a lot. So I give it a high ranking for that.
While I don't think Bidoof is as epic / awesome / legendary / meme worthy as most would, I really don't dislike it. It's round and cute enough, and being a good user of HM moves is a bonus.
And Barrel's just Bidoof, but it grew a beaver tail. I really have nothing else to say. Unlike Bidoof, I don't have the Mystery Dungeon charm or love that, would have for Barrel, so I stick with, I'm gonna give you like a 6 out of 10. Alright, you're bigger, you're stronger, and faster too, yada yada yada. You're still just a bigger Bidoof. And the memes aren't here anymore to save you, so 6 out of 10.
Bibarel honestly deserves more praise than its pre-evolution
Oof.
for using the same dopey qualities in the face while maturing it up rather well.
I don't think this is a great design, but I absolutely still cannot understate the sheer utility that Baybarrel provides in the form of HM moves. There's a reason that this is the pop-in animation for field moves in BDSP.
I mean, yes, that is very true. Having an HM slave is very practical. At the same time, useful. When I look at when I rate Pokemon like on usefulness, I'm thinking of like, when I go back into Nuzlocking, will I be excited to get that on my team? And very much Barrel doesn't fit that bill. I don't want to pretend I'm a professional Nuzlocker, but at the same time, like that is something that occurs in my mind when I just discuss Pokemon and their viability. Ah, yes, it's this little guy. This little gentleman right here, wearing a nice suit and can't even, it's too small or big, I don't know. You can barely see his mouth. It's not a good bug type. Its best move that learns in the beginning is Bite, and Bite is a god-awful move. I don't like Kricketot. I do think Cricketune gets better, but Kricketot, for what it is, not that great. Design, it's got a little bit of charm to it. That's a 6 out of 10 bug.
As I've said before, a lot of first stage bug Pokemon really appeal to me, and while Kricketot isn't the best in that regard, I still think it has a ton of charm.
It took a while for a design that I actually don't really care for at all, but it's not all that bad. The musical conductor design is very nice.
It's the funny meme one. Jokes aside, I kind of love Praying Mantis Pokemon. That's kind of what Cricketune looks like it's supposed to be. I like the goofy little mustache. It kind of looks like, what is that, like an oboe? Shamisen? Like, what instrument would we say it looks like? Whatever one it is, we know it looks kind of like an instrument that I've seen before. And I like Cricketune. It definitely gets a bit more powerful and stuff, so go figure. Can learn like X-Scissor and shit, and it's super useful. 7 out of 10 bug. I still wouldn't see myself using it.
Okay, Cricketune cry is a certified banger, but the Pokemon itself, a little too goofy for me.
Yeah, diddle-a-whoop. That's really all this Pokemon has going for it. Its cry. And I guess its mustache?
Hey look, it's Shinx. It's that. See, this mon wouldn't know an oboe from an elbow. Play the Chelsea for his chilla. Okay, thanks, Emmanuel. And that's Shinx. Everyone loves Shinx. In lieu of getting like a Pikachu. Oh no, we do have the Pikachu knockoff. I forgot. Well, here we have the little lion cub Pokemon that's an electric type, and it's so cute. He's got little pants going on in the back, answering the question of how animals would wear pants. Like this, I guess. Shinx is a cute design. It gets Intimidate later when it evolves, but that's not what Shinx has right now. Needs to slick down the little hair slup it's got going on up there. It's a cute Pokemon, 7 out of 10. And electric typing that you can get early on. I like that.
I'm slowly realizing that light blue and black is an awesome color combination, and Shinx is no exception. It's adorable, and the design of its fur really appeals to me.
Okay, I know you've all added one of these to your teams in Sinnoh as well. Not that I blame you, I almost always do as well.
Luxio takes the cute little Shinx and improves it to be cool this time around instead of cute. And honestly, I'm all for it. It starts to grow its mane out, it gets serious time. It hasn't learned to Intimidate yet, but it's getting there, and it gets a lot stronger. That is an 8 out of 10 Pokemon. Hey, Quinn.
A little too similar to Shinx for me, barring Luxio's tufts of black fur, which don't look so great in my opinion.
Luxio isn't really that great. It feels
Oh,
like
wait.
the weird teenage emo phase of Shinx.
And now the lion has become the Lion King. Its mane has grown out tenfold. Its eyes are now bloodshot from being too tired from spending all its life doing jack shit. And now it learns Intimidate. Now it's gonna murder everything in its way. It's pure electric. It's not a dark type. I do love Luxray. Alright, this is another Pokemon you see everyone put on their team for a reason. This is a 9 out of 10 electric type. I love it.
Some of the improvements over Luxio, like the mane and the
just popped my
increased
foot.
leg stripes, are very cool, and yet the black fur kinda overtakes this one for me. Not enough to give it a lower score, but still enough to complain.
Luxray wraps around to being awesome again. Sinnoh really offers some awesome Pokemon.
I'll pretend you said 10 out of 10.
doesn't it? It's
I know what
not
I
too often
said.
Where early game Pokemon are cool enough to be consistently mainstays in teams.
Budu, the baby Pokemon for Roselia that I didn't know we ever needed. I don't hate Budu. It's a bud, alright. It's kind of cute. I really don't have much to say for it. It doesn't feel out of place, but at the same all Pokemon are 10 out of 10. True, Cloud. Well, Cloud, would you really say that for Smoochum? They're good mods, Brent. Does Smoochum deserve a 10 out of 10, Cloud? You wanna you wanna rethink that one? Anyways, yeah, Budu, 7 out of 10, bud.
A little too plain, just being another small spheroid, but the intertwined appendages up top are a plus.
Say it with me, everyone. Dripson doesn't like baby Pokemon.
No, Dripson, you don't like baby Pokemon. You hate baby Pokemon. There's a difference between what you said and your actions.
Though I don't really hate Budu. It looks
I'm ignoring Smoochum in favor in hopes that it goes away. Oh, poor Smoochum.
enough from Roselia that I can give it a pass. Just a bit.
And now we have Roserade. The evolution from Roselia that I absolutely am all for. It is a fantastic design. I am a huge fan of Roserade. That is a 10 out of 10 design. I love it. And it's also just a lot stronger. Really gets any lower than a 7, I will fight. God, you better... We're all hoping that Dripson favors Riolu. Otherwise, I think we're all gonna go beat his door down.
Roserade's flowers are fidget spinners.
God damn it.
Why did they try to make Roserade sexy? Like, I kinda get it that you would attempt it with the bouquet Pokemon with a masquerade theme, but still, don't fuck the plant.
Draw her like one of your French girls. I have Cranidos. I love, like, what's Pachosaurus? But, like, whichever dinosaur this is, I do like it. And having a dinosaur Pokemon based off it, I finally love having. And Cranidos is kind of cute. I like it. It's a 7 out of 10, buddy. Yeah, bang down my door instead. Oh no.
Not really that interesting, and while blue and black is a great color combo, blue and gray just doesn't look right to me.
Raise your hand if you died to this thing in Rourke's gym because you picked Chimchar and couldn't counter the base 125 attack at level 14.
So, before I get out of the video, I just want to make a reference to my previous Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke, which I'll be redoing. So it's I was doing a randomized Nuzlocke, and yet somehow, by all odds, Rourke's final Pokemon was randomly selected to be a Cranidos. So just... While we're on the topic of Cranidos, I wanted to talk about that. And now how do you improve Cranidos? Well, you make it bigger and tougher, and you darken its gray color scheme to be a bit closer to black, or like a dark gray. I like Rampardos. It's a genuine improvement. It's a lot more... It's bigger, it's stronger, but probably not faster. Not faster by much. That is an 8 out of 10 dinosaur.
This just looks like Cranidos with a hunchback.
Ooh.
No thank you.
I like
I learned
Rampardos.
this the other day. This is the headbutt Pokemon. Not the headbutt Pokemon like the move, but the head-butt Pokemon. 2 different words. And I guess Cranidos too, but I had stuff to say about him.
Shieldon is like a prehistoric Aron. I like Aron. I kind of like Shieldon by tangent, but, well, by relation. Same time, I still prefer Aron. Shieldon is I'll go with 6. I still prefer Cranidos.
I'm sure somebody finds this cute. Not me.
Ooh.
I spent a good 2 hours in Legends Arceus waiting for space-time distortions to occur, looking for just 2 of these.
Dripson, you and I may not agree on baby Pokemon, but at least you and I can agree on this little buddy.
One of which to evolve into Bastiodon. These were the last 2 Pokemon I needed to catch to have caught all non-legendary Pokemon in that game.
Okay, Bastiodon is weird. I don't know. It's something about its just flat, square-shaped head bothers me. Like, it's a shield, I get it. But at the same time, I don't know. Something about it just feels weird. It's a lot better, and especially useful for defensive walls and Nuzlocks. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of its design, so it's a 6 out of 10. The
I
wall.
can't quite nail down what Bastiodon is supposed to be. Is
A
it
wall.
A rhino? A triceratops?
Yeah, it's weird to think of, like, what type of dinosaur it's trying to be, because it doesn't feel like a Triceratops, but at the same time, I think it's supposed to be.
Bulldozer? A plow? I just don't get this one.
It took a while, but we finally hit a Pokemon that I can call ugly. Also, raise your hand if you were killed by Metal Burst in Byron's gym because your Earth
Nope.
/ close combat / surf from your starter wasn't strong enough to kill this in 1 hit.
Burmy is a weird Pokemon that exists, and you could erase from existence and nothing would change. It's Burmy. Look at it. I don't know what it's supposed to be in the first place, and I definitely wouldn't want one on my team. And then there are 3 forms. There's this form, desert form, and trash form. And in no way do I think Burmy is good. That is a 3 out of 10.
I love the idea of Burmy, but I think the
Ooh.
execution leaves a bit to be desired. My favorite form is Sandy Cloak because it looks like an unfried chicken nugget.
Hey.
It's fine, I guess. I like the idea of it changing form based on where it last battled by using material nearby to cloak itself. I like the trash cloak the most, since it looks like it's in a cozy sleeping bag.
Okay, so Wormadam is definitely an improvement design-wise. I'm still not the biggest fan, so I'd say that is like a 5 out of 10.
I've got similar feelings on Wormadam, but I think the body shape looks a little nicer.
Mm-hmm.
For Wormadam, I actually like Trash Cloak the most because it's pretty.
It's just a bigger Burmy. Not much else to say here.
Yep.
But I still prefer Trash Cloak, since it's the least busy of all the designs.
I do like Mothim. Mothim is better than Dustox. Not as great as other Moth Pokemon we're going to get. I could see myself catching a Burmy just so we can get a Mothim. It's alright. That is a 6 out of 10 bug.
While I can appreciate that Mothim tries to differentiate itself from its 2 related forms, it doesn't do that much better in my eyes.
This is one of the least interesting Pokemon, I think. It goes against what Burmy and Wormadam set up with the multiple forms based on previous battle location.
Yeah, that part being lost, admittedly, is actually kind of sad. I'll say that. It's Combi. I love Combi. It is adorable. Alright, it is a honeycomb with wings, and that is all it needs to be for my eyes. Alright, it is cute. It's weak as hell. But you know what? I give it a pass. 7 out of 10 bug.
3 happy little dudes just chilling
Yeah.
about. Combi is such an adorable Pokemon.
Good one.
Also, Cerberus.
Heh.
Burmy's pretty cute. I also have 2 shinies of this in Legends Arceus, both of which are male. Maybe someday I'll get around to finding a shiny female.
Okay, so before we get on to talk about Vespiquen, let's talk. I hope y'all realize how rare a shiny Vespiquen would be. Because if you have to get a shiny female Combi first, and that is like super rare because female Combi by default are rare. And now imagine getting a rare, a shiny rare female version. All right, that is almost legendary. You have a better chance of finding the Sword of Kings twice before finding one of those. And now it's for Vespa Queen. 9 out of 10 bug. I love Vespa Queen. That is a fantastic design. Generally, it's one of my favorite bug types ever. I adore Vespa Queen. 9 out of 10.
I liked the honeycomb body shape of Combi, but Vespiquen,
Oh.
I don't like that it's not called Vespiqueen, by the way, doesn't pull it off as well with the bottom pattern. But otherwise, it's not bad.
She's the queen of the hive.
One is a design I've always really liked.
Based Dribson.
Never got around to using in any playthroughs until my recent playthrough of Diamond. It's also the start of the trend towards stronger bug types.
Yep. Now we have this generation's Not Pikachu. And I used to really love Pachirisu because I loved squirrels growing up. It was a meme to make fun of kids with ADHD going, oh, look, a squirrel. And, you know, I tried owning up to that by making squirrels my favorite animals. I like Pachirisu in that regard. It's not really, outside of just being a squirrel, it's not really doing anything special to differentiate from Pikachu. So, I'm gonna give it like a 7. I do like the lighter color scheme. Like, I think that's fantastic. I do like that.
You might find Pachirisu a little generic. I mean, how many rodents have we had so far? But I think the colors and spikes make it stand out at least a little bit.
The obligatory Pikachu clone. But anyone who's at all familiar with competitive Pokemon knows the power of Pachirisu.
Buizel is cute. I love Buizel. If you didn't if you didn't start off with Piplup, you definitely picked up a Buizel. It looks like a dog, it's cute, and it's just a generally useful Pokemon. 7 out of 10.
What a great idea for a Pokemon.
No, 8 out of
Buizel is
10.
a very good creature that is a perfect example of a non-traditional water type. They don't all have to be sea creatures, and having an otter-like animal with swimming features is pretty awesome.
If you didn't pick Piplup as your starter,
Ooh.
you probably picked this in your team as the water-type Pokemon. Good choice.
I give this one also an 8 out of 10 because it loses a lot of the cuteness that Buizel had, but it's a lot stronger. So it is... That is an 8 out of 10 water type. I like it.
I kind
It's
of
just
wish
not as
there
cute.
was a little more to Floatzel compared to its pre-evolution, as it doesn't look too different. Still very solid, but not as unique.
I really like this design, but the black spots under the edge of its lips are strange. Is it like face paint? Like what Buizel has under its eyes?
I think Cherubi is cute. I rarely get to use one because you have to find them exclusively by shaking trees with honey. And that leaves them up to complete random chance. So I can never really actually say I've gotten to use Cherubi. At that same time, I think it's a really cute design. It looks like a Mario power-up, which we would eventually get a Mario Cherry power-up eventually. Just, I like Cherubi. That is a 7 out of 10 grass. Well, 6 out of 10.
Okay, now I'm starting to get a wee sick of the cute sphere, even if this one has an orbital familiar friend.
Yeah, we do have a lot of those cute sphere Pokemon by now, don't we?
It's alright, I guess. Pretty harmless design, but ultimately forgettable.
I'm tired. Anyway, so Cherub. You have your night form and you have your day form. I like the day form because it's cute and happy. The night form is like this. Again, I've never been able to use one, so I can't talk about its battle skills. As for its design, it's alright, I guess. It's like grass. It's the plant. 6 out of 10, I guess. Or 7.
Interesting choice
Nah,
to
6.
turn a cherry into an eggplant. I prefer the overcast form myself.
Sorry, my video's making
eggplant.
No, I just don't have that much caffeine in my system
But
today.
not by much. Maybe because I'm really only familiar with the Overcast form, but Sunshine form is my favorite.
Shellos is cute. I do like Shellos. I'm not a fan of slugs at all. But like Shellos is kind of cute. Especially the blue form. Maybe it's just because I like the color blue. Anyways, it's a water ground type, which I have got in depth is a fantastic type combination. But this is like very much... what is this, like our 3rd? No, this is our 4th. Alright, everyone was bitching about fire fighting types. Now, this is our 4th ground water. Anyways, yeah, Shellos is a cute design. That's a 6 out of 10.
probably wouldn't feel nice, but I want to pet Shellos. They are friend. I'm partial to the West Sea variant myself. I like the pink colors on it a little more.
Shellos is damn cute for a slug. I prefer the West Sea form, since I think the pink and white looks nicer than the blue and green, and I'm not a fan of East Sea's protrusions.
Gastrodon is the bigger version of the previous boy. It's a lot bulkier, and I know some people really love this evolution. I'm just still on the side of I'm not a big fan of slugs. Still 6 out of 10.
Gastrodon is pretty okay. Don't have much more to say about it, but I will say that its West Sea form is still superior.
I still prefer the West Sea form, but they're much closer this time. I think swapping the colors around make them look much better.
And now we got an evolution to Apom. Ambipom is a lot better to use in battle. I think it has a lot more appeal now. I like Ambipom, so this is an 8 out of 10.
Ambipom might be better if the appendages for the hand weren't so long. Were they retracted a bit, I might give it a higher score.
This is just more Apom, but its tails look more like balloons than hands.
That's true. Ghost type, 10 out of 10. Known for kidnapping children to their death, 10 out of 10. I love Drifloon. Alright, Drifloon's a cute little balloon Pokemon. I love it. 10 out of 10.
This Pokemon is fucked up, and I'm sorry, but I can't get over that.
Hold on, we're just gonna go and... There we go.
I know this thing canonically kidnaps children, but it's just so cute. That doesn't.
Ghost type, 10 out of 10. Bigger balloon, 10 out of 10. I love Drifloon. Alright, it's a ghost flying type. I genuinely like it. Like, I'm already biased to any and all ghost types as it is. But I also think Drifloon's just going for a hot air balloon design, I think is a lot better than Drifloon. So, well, Drifloon, I like it. That is a 10 out. I'm not gonna comment on my rating for it comes to ghost types.
I do really like the design of Drifblim, actually, but seriously, why did they go so dark with these two?
A bit of a downgrade from Drifloon, but still a pretty good design overall.
Cute little bunny Pokemon. This generation has given us a lot of cute Pokemon, and I'm a huge fan. Baneri is adorable. You teach that bitch frustration in the beginning, and you will wreck a lot of people before that thing starts to like you, alright? Baneri, fantastic. That is an 8 out of 10 bunny.
Baneri is pretty cute, and I do like the cotton-esque tufts of fur, but it's not a spectacular design.
What a nice and innocent-looking Pokemon. I'm sure nothing bad will happen at all to this cute little rabbit.
Oh yeah, absolutely nothing. And now we get the sexy Playboy bunny. I still like its design. Like, yeah, it's all sexy waifu material now. The internet destroyed it. I still think it's a fantastic evolution from Baneri. And it's a lot more powerful. Alright? Genuinely, this is a 9 out of 10 from me.
I tried very hard to ignore the rampant fan base low punny has
Yeah.
and judge it objectively, and the best I could do was determine that it was
True.
mediocre. But that's me.
Objectively, this isn't a bad design. It's just a shame this is also, like, the only good-looking rabbit Pokemon until Gen 8.
Ghost type, 10 out of 10. Don't need to spiel every single time. I do love Mismagius, though. Like, I already loved Misdrevius, and Mismagius is just a genuine improvement. I love the witch hat. I love just the general, like, maturity it gets from, like, being the small little mischievous to Mismagius. I love it. Alright, genuine improvement. I love a lot of the new evolutions we get this generation.
I personally don't think Misdreva's needed an evolution, but if they had to make one, Mismagius is a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the witch aesthetic going on here, and this feels like a proper evolution to Misdrevis.
Yep. And on that, Lou, here's a evolution for frickin' Murkrow. I like Honchkrow. His hat no longer looks like a witch hat in Gen 1. It now goes for a neat, like, debonair kind of style. It's a lot big. It's got a puffier chest, like it's trying to pretend he's all strong and tough, even though you're about to murder this thing with Thunderbolt in 5 seconds. I do like Honchkrow's general design. I kind of like it more than Murkrow. So that is like a 7 out of 10.
Honchkrow gets points for being funny, but that's about it.
I wasn't huge on this Pokemon until my recent replay of Diamond, where I used one of these instead of my go-to Staraptor. But I like it a bit more now. I did always like the Mafia design to it though.
Glameow wishes it could be Skitty. I will always love Skitty more. But Glameow isn't a bad initial design. That's a 7 out of 10.
Not a big fan of this one. Something about Glameow's face and tail just bothers the hell out of me.
Glameow looks like it's designed after a Siamese cat, and those cats do kind of bother me.
The springy tail is a nice feature to distinguish this Pokemon from the other cat-inspired designs in generations past.
6 out of 10. It may hit like a dump truck, but it also looks like one.
It lives up to its name.
Now 5 out of 10.
I really hate fat pets. Like a lot. This isn't a chonk, this is animal cruelty.
Yep.
The only thing I can give this abomination credit for is its blistering 112 base speed, which puts it above the likes of other notoriously speedy Pokemon like Raichu, Gengar, and the Lottie twins.
Yeah, trust me, I wanted to give it like a 302 as well, but solely because it runs super fast and is surprisingly tanky. Like, that is my only justification for giving that thing a 5 at max. Well, 5 at minimum. No, max min. Also, here's a pre-evolution for good old Chimecho. It looks like Gabelle. Of all the Pokemon to get unnecessary baby forms, I didn't think this is definitely not a bad design, but I feel like it's completely unnecessary. I'm not a big fan of Jingling. That's like I like babies, I like baby Pokemon. This is still like, fuck. What did I give Smoochum? I'm gonna go retcon my Smoochum rating to like 4 if I give it anything higher than that, and Jingling is gonna be a 5.
While it's nowhere near as great as Chimecho, I can.
While Cloud does this thing, I'm gonna grab my phone so I can go grab some more caffeine.
Even attaching a baby form to one of my favorite Pokemon doesn't mean I like it, though I don't completely hate this design.
Stunky, because we needed a skunk Pokemon, I guess. We could do a lot worse when it comes. We could do a lot worse. The face looking like a butt does not help, but I've always kind of liked skunks, so I can't help but want to give this one a little bit of charm, like a 6 out of 10, I guess. Also, I look fine. I had to reposition my phone. Okay, definitely good.
While Stunky is mostly just a skunk, I give it a pass because skunks are cute.
Yep.
Minus a point for the puffed out cheeks, though.
Yep, it's a skunk. Not much more to say here.
Skun takes cry, sounds like a fart, more so than its first form does, and it looks like it's trying to be edgy. 6 out of 10. It's a tank, alright. Not a fan.
Not much different than Stunky, and overall, it just looks a little worse.
It's still a skunk, but the tail going over the head is a decent little detail. I like how the Platinum and Heart Gold Soul Silver sprites for this Pokemon make it look like it farts when using certain moves like Flamethrower.
Heh. I don't like Bronzor. It's stupid. It's a steel type that has the ability Heat Proof, which sounds amazing, but even then, surprisingly for like for a freaking steel type, its physical defense actually isn't that great. So I'm not a fan of Bronzor. That's a 3 out of 10. I don't like it.
Bronzor is an odd Pokemon, but I think it's actually a little bit cute. Just a little, mind you.
It's just a mirror, but I think this is a pretty good
That-
design.
It's a mirror? That's what it is? I never knew. I have never known what Bronzor was. I have never cared about Bronzor to look it up, so this is like the first time I've heard this.
It's unique for sure, but not terribly interesting.
And then we get Bronzong. I already didn't like Bronzor. Bronzong ain't doing anything. Still a 3 out of 10 for me, but...
The bell part of Bronzong does look really cool, but I'm not a fan of the handle design, so it kinda averages out.
A much better design, and transitioning from a mirror into a bell is pretty unique too.
Yup. Bonsley. I already wasn't the biggest fan of Sudowoodo, and now we have its crybaby predecessor. I don't know what to say. It doesn't even really resemble a bonsai tree. So like, It's so weird. I'm not a big fan of Bonsley. It's another baby Pokemon that was made 4 out of 10. Well, no, 5 out of 10, because it's not as bad as Smoochum.
Bonsai is really only getting this high of a rating because I think bonsai trees are really cool, because otherwise it's not really any better than decent.
I don't really dislike this one either, but I still dislike baby Pokemon.
And now we have a good baby Pokemon. Mime Jr. is adorable. It evolves into an abomination, but I do think Mime Jr., for what it is, has some cute charm to it. I don't hate Mime Jr. That is a 6 out of 10 baby Pokemon.
Now look, I don't condone violence against Pokemon.
Oh, come
I
on.
know it's kind of weird to say, considering the entire raison d'etre behind Pokemon is making them commit violence.
Did you really collect footage of getting a level 75 Mime Jr.? Like, I understand not liking Mr. Mime, but at the same time, you still left it at Mime Jr. at level 75?
Against each other, but you know what I mean. That being said, destroy this little shitbag until it no longer exists.
Oh, come on. It's cute.
I may be a bit of a Mr. Mime apologist, but I cannot defend this bastard child of his.
Mime Jr.'s cute, alright? It's not a weird, uncanny value when we get the footage which we get made. Happiny is the baby evolution we got for Chansey. This is definitely a 6 out of 10 because it's cute and it's charming. It's completely 100% unnecessary. Alright, I am not the biggest fan of Happiny. But at the same time, I really have nothing to complain about. It's a kid playing nurse. It's alright. We definitely didn't need Happiny. But it's got the cuteness charm.
Not as egregiously awful as Mime Jr.,
Oh.
but Happiny is still far too saccharine. The kind of disgustingly cute that makes it completely unappealing.
Okay, I can see that.
Does one of these live inside every Chansey and Blissey to exist? Is that inside of every one of Chansey's eggs? Could I steal a Chansey's eggs, hatch it, and find this inside?
Shout-out's a bird Pokemon with a music note for a head. I really didn't have the most experience with this Pokemon growing up. I remember that in the Pokemon manga, Pearl, aka Barry, had one of these. In Mystery Dungeon, this thing would lecture you around. And in the Pokemon games, you could use the in-game microphone to make up your own little sound clip for like Uproar or whatever the frick it was. Chatot not bad, but at the same time, it's better than Farfetch'd, but I'm putting it like that same category of like, it's a one-form bird type Pokemon, a flying type Pokemon that I could do without. It's a 4 out of 10.
Beautiful colors,
Ooh.
fun design, uniquely tying the concept into the animal that inspires it. What's not to love with Chatot?
I mean, that's fair.
Remember when
Still not a fan.
banned this Pokemon from official play because you could scream slurs into your DS and this Pokemon
Yeah.
would beat them? Good times.
Good times.
Minus the whole slurs bit.
Ghost Dark type, 10 out of 10. Practically unbeatable. I say practically, it is totally beatable. But like, same time, it's haunting. That is a good design. And canonically, lore-wise, it's filled with the spirits of the worst. I do love Spiritomb, alright? Getting it is completely egregious. I will admit that. But the design is amazing. I do love it. And Ghost Dark type is fantastic. It goes for a less trickster style build that, you know, like friggin' Sableye would have. But I do like it.
It's kind of interesting to see a ghost Pokemon that actually looks 100% ethereal, like a soul separated from the body, but Spiritomb does nothing for me visually.
Oof.
I really like this Pokemon, and replaying through Diamond.
You've been hating on the babies, but you're on the right track, Dripson.
Though I did just use a second DS of my own with Platinum. Also, shout out to the like 6 people that caught a shiny Alpha Spiritomb in Legends Arceus before the Daybreak update.
Neat. Gibble! It's a land shark, and it becomes the most powerful Pokemon in the game. Gibble is cute. It is just a head with arms and legs. It is Kirby, alright? It is adorable. It will absolutely bite my head, but I would be okay with that. Gibble is an 8 out of 10 buddy right there. No, 9 out of 10.
He's a pudgy little dude, and that makes up for an otherwise clashing design between cool and cute.
Why he's so round? He too small for his arms and legs.
Gabite is also a 9 out of 10. because it loses all of its, cuteness to go just for the cool. But I love Gabite. That is a fantastic design. All right. Genuinely one of my, it's going to get topped when it evolves, but it's a fantastic form. I love it. And in lieu of playing the actual Gen 4 games as a kid, I got to play Pokemon Battle Revolution on my Wii. And the male trainer by default had a Gabite, so I got to learn from the get-go that Gabite was amazing.
I don't know what's up with the knee pad teeth, but Gabite does look pretty decent.
Actually, quite the significant upgrade from Gibble. And I'd be perfectly happy using one of these on my team, if it wasn't for...
the 10 out of 10 pseudo-legendary that everyone will not stop using because it is powerful. Alright? This is why I did not give Gabite a 10 out of 10. They could have left Garchomp out of the game entirely, and Gabite would have been fine. But we got Garchomp, and we almost run in terror because this thing is terrifying and will murder you in 5 seconds.
Most of Garchomp is awesome, but man, I do not like those fins on its arms. I think they look very dumb and detract from a design that might otherwise be a 10.
It's a land shark.
What's there to say about the first
Agreed,
non-legendary
Dripson.
Pokemon that was banned to the Ubers tier in Smogon singles because it was too strong?
Mm-hmm.
And Sandvale, but don't worry about that part. And if you ignore Wobbuffet and Wynot's Shadow Tag ban.
Munchlax. Probably one of my favorite baby Pokemon out there that isn't Elekid. I love Munchlax. It's cute. As a kid, I used to say it was my spirit animal because I like to do one thing as a kid, and that was eat, and surprisingly not get fat. And now I wish I didn't have that problem. Now I wish I could lose weight. It's catching up with me. I love Munchlax. That is a 8 out of 10 baby Pokemon right there.
I can appreciate how they tried to make a little.
It's not great battle-wise, but I love it.
Retaining the features of its iconic evolution, and for the most part, I think it works.
Again, not a horrible baby Pokemon design, and its encounter method in Sinnoh is quite unique, but entirely unfun to hunt for. But of course, berries...
Also, yeah, I will say that. That's another thing that holds Munchlax back, is that getting one can be annoying.
You can find one in probably his first honey tree.
For once, Dripson didn't have to mention that he hates babies. That's impressive. And now we're at Riolu. Riolu is absolutely a 7 out of 10. Alright? It's cute and all, but as right now, with its design, that's all it's got. It is a nice little raccoon buddy, and I kind of got like a raccoon design. I love it. 7 out of 10.
A fairly solid Pokemon that is unfortunately, but understandably, overshadowed by its evolution. Riolu certainly isn't bad, but it isn't anything special.
I know I've almost exclusively bashed on baby Pokemon in this series, but Riolu is actually a pretty good design.
Congrats, we found a baby Pokemon that Dripson doesn't hate.
Almost feels like it could be a water type starter if given the type change.
Lucario looks like a Digimon. It looks like Renamon, whatever that yellow fox one from Tamers or the hell it was is. But Lucario is amazing, alright? That is an 8 out of 10. It's a steel fighting type. It's fast, it has some nice defense, and it can deal a lot of damage. Learning Aura Sphere makes good use of special attack stat. Lucario is an amazing Pokemon. I do like it.
While it maybe is a little overpraised, I can't deny that Lucario is pretty badass. I definitely understand why it's so popular.
Wait for those two gens
Wait,
2 gens for that.
Was clearly designed to be a mascot of sorts, but damn did it work. It's hard to understate this Pokemon's popularity, as unpopular Pokemon don't make their way into Smash Brothers on accident.
Yep. Ah, dang on ad. PlayAsia. No. Get off my screen. It's a hippo. I kind of like hippos, but sand hippo I don't know about. But it is just comedically, it's comical in its design. I kind of like that, so that's a 7 out of 10 hippo.
Okay, so I like Hippopotas, and I cannot tell you why, so I'm not even gonna bother.
I've always thought that Hippopotas was pretty cute, and unique for hippopotamus Pokemon, being entirely ground and sand-based instead of water-themed.
Yeah, making... These videos ain't cheap. I mean, yeah. I'm not getting mad at you for your ads. Anyways, yeah, now we got Hippowdon. I do like how this one forgoes being cute and comical the previous form, and now just going for the actual ferocious side of hippos we don't really talk about. And it definitely uses its sand typing to look to its design favor. I can't speak. But Hippowdon is generally a fantastic design Pokemon. I like it. That is an 8 out of 10 Hippo. And it could be annoying to fight as well.
I hate that Hippowdon looks like it's drowning in quicksand in the official artwork because it makes me really sad. That said, it does look pretty cool.
Yep.
This design always stuck out to me as being really cool, though I didn't fully appreciate this until using it in both Legends Arceus and Diamond recently.
Scorpions terrify me, but I love Scorpion Pokemon. Scorpy is kind of cute, despite the fact that it looks like it's waiting to kill me, alright? 8 out of 10 Bug.
Can't say I've ever been a fan of Scorpy, and the colors especially don't work for me.
Scorpy's actually pretty cute. We need
Yep.
more unique bug designs in Pokemon, and not just caterpillars, butterflies, and spiders.
Correct. So Drapion is huge. So I have something I really like about Drapion. That was just a standard score. Bleh. Something came up there. Anyway, so Drapion is just a big hulking boy. I don't know. It loses the charm Scorpy had. Not just because, like, oh, Scorpio is cute. No, like, Drapion distances itself from, like, whatever, from being a Scorpion at this point. I don't know. Drapion is just not as cool anymore. I get it that, you know, Scorpions actually have, like, real bigger claws and whatnot. But Drapion's just weird. That's a 6. It's bigger and stronger, yes. Counter side, I'm still not the biggest fan of Drapion. 6 out of 10.
Drapion is better, at least, thanks to the more purple-heavy shades looking a bit nicer, but still, I'm pretty indifferent.
Drapion is awesome,
Ooh.
and pretty much perfectly expands on what Scorpion laid down. Easily the coolest bug type since Wait, this isn't even a bug type anymore.
Nope. I like Krogunk. He's a good little guy right there, who constantly had to keep Brock's horniness in check in the anime. And for that reason, I've really loved Krogunk. Alright, he's 7 out of 10.
I like Krogunk quite a bit. While its expression is a little bizarre, I really appreciate the contrasting colors.
Krogunk is kinda cool, but a bit odd looking. I think it's the buck teeth and the oddly orange middle finger on his 3-fingered hands.
Toxicroak is just bigger and cooler, and I like it. Poison Fighting is a great typing, and I will absolutely obsess over once we get into whatever the heat, if they talk about the Heat Sweep Pokemon at some point. I love Toxicroak, alright? That is an 8 out of 10, buddy.
Most of Toxicroak is a definite improvement, but its face just looks so damn stupid, so much that I can't give it a higher score.
Toxicroak's a bit better, but still has the weird teeth thing going on.
I like the freaking flycatcher plants. Those are like some of my actual favorite plants out there. And finally having a Pokemon base off one is nice. Its arms are wide open like it wants to be a hug. Battle-wise, I don't think it's that bad. So Carnivine is absolutely a 8 out of 10 for me.
Again, love me some carnivorous plants, and Carnivine checks off all the marks. Mostly cool and intimidating, and yet in a strange way, I find it just a little bit cute. Don't
Yeah.
judge me.
It's cute.
This Pokemon's so forgotten. It's a bit sad, really. Venus flytraps aren't.
Jesse had one in the anime and it was overly
Who
loving.
wins in the carnivorous plant-based grass-type Pokemon competition?
It's a pretty fish. We will talk about Heat Sweep Pokemon, but that'll be in the Gen 8 video. Okay, thank you for the note. Thank you for updating me on that. So Ophidian is just a really pretty fish. It's better than Lovedisc, but I still don't really think about it. It's kind of just there. It's not, you know, iconically ugly like Feebas. It's not, you know, me but become the best thing ever like Magikarp. It's just there. It's like Basculin. I don't think bad of that Pokemon. It's just sort of it exists as a water type. 4 out of 10.
Finneon is absolutely precious, and I will not tolerate any Finneon slander in this video.
So I'm gonna go run for the hills before Cloud comes to kill me now.
Wow, I can't believe they made a water-type fish-based evolution.
It's prettier. That's about all I can say. 5 out of 10.
While Luminion's pectoral fins are a little too showy for me, I still think this is a great design overall.
I actually really like Luminion's design, but it's such a forgettable Pokemon. Maybe
Yep.
if this got the Fairy type in Gen 6, more people would appreciate this one.
I love Manta Rays. Alright? Mantike, precious boy. Precious boy, girl, whatever gender it's gonna be. That is an 8 out of 10.
Mantike is just small mantine.
And look at its back, it has a smiley face. Now it's a 9 out of 10. I've never noticed. For some reason, I forgot about that.
Mantike is just as awesome, and without the tag-along Remoraid to boot.
This is such a strange one for me. It's a baby Pokemon, but I actually think this one is pretty cute. Maybe it's
Another baby Pokemon that Dripson doesn't hate. Gen 4 really is the best generation. It proves Dripson doesn't hate every baby out there.
the eyes looking like one of the weird Mii Maker options.
I like Snover. Ice types are horrible as it is, and a ice grass type is quad weak to fire, the one thing you're gonna fight both of these with regardless. So Snover's doomed, but Snover's so cute. Look at him and his little cry goes. Zoo. I love him. All right, Snover, that's an 8 out of 10, buddy. I love him. They're good Pokemon, Brent.
Snover looks a little weird, but I actually really like the idea of a snowed-on tree Pokemon, and the colors look nice together.
This isn't a Pokemon. This is real. I've seen these outside of my house in the winter.
Abomasnow. It's the abominable snow monster. It's not cute. It's still horrible against fire types. That's a 6 out of 10.
I think Abomasnow leaned a little too far away from Snover for my liking.
Like, Abomasnow would be cool in my eyes if it was just... I don't know. I kind of want to say if it dropped out of the grass, or if it dropped the grass typing in favor of something else. Like, even if it's just pure ice, I'd be fine. Because it doesn't feel like a evolution from Snover anymore, where Snover felt like a snowed over tree. Abomasnow feels like it could be its own Pokemon. And, I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with me.
It's certainly not a bad Pokemon, but the design isn't as solid as its previous form.
I've actually been quite fond of Abomasnow over the years, but it's kind of fell off for me a bit. Maybe it's because of years of referring to this Pokemon as Obamasnow or Snowbama within various friend groups, but I can't take this name as seriously anymore.
I love Sneasel, and Weavile is a good evolution. I love Weavile, alright? 9 out of 10 Pokemon right there. And it murders Garchomps.
Here's a Pokemon I only know because of Smash Brothers. Every time I think of this Pokemon, I can only imagine him false swiping on Pokemon Stadium 2.
Just edgy enough and distinct enough from Sneasel.
A new evolution for Magnemite, and I love it. It's definitely a lot more iconic than Magneton, just being 3 Magnemites pinned together. This is a fantastic design. It's a lot more powerful, go figure. That is an 9 out of 10 Magnet.
Well, I definitely appreciate that unlike Magneton, Magnezone looks pretty different from Magnemite, while retaining some of its features. You know, like an evolution should do.
Also, it's a police officer in the Mystery Dungeon games.
Magneton, what happened to you? You good, bro?
I hated Lickitung, but I kind of think Lickilicky actually has some element of charm to it now. Maybe it's because it decided to close its mouth. Anyways, Lickilicky is kind of nice, and it's just bulky. So that's a 7 out of 10.
I don't get it.
Why does Lickilicky got that Wi-Fi belly?
Rhyperior is amazing. It takes the already good Rhydon. I don't know why I pronounce that so weird. It takes the already amazing Rhydon and just makes it a lot bulkier, I guess. It gains some weight, but it definitely looks more like a kaiju. It looks even more like a kaiju now, and I love that. That is a 9 out of 10 Pokemon. I may post a pic in Discord because it's quite funny. Okay.
Rhyperior is not, in fact, superior to Rhyhorn.
I don't know.
I find it more interesting than Rhydon, at least.
I mean, Rhyperior's got palm cannons? Cool, I guess. This feels like too much of an upgrade from Rhydon in my opinion.
Tangrowth, because I guess they were on such a hot streak with improving previous generation Pokemon, they thought they could do that to Tanglia. And you know what? You didn't do anything. Tangrowth is of similar quality to Tanglia. I can't remember what I gave Tanglia, so I'm just going to assume it was a 4. And I'm going to give that to Tangrowth as well. It's just a bigger Tanglia.
You know, I gave Tangela a low rating in the Gen 1 video, but I almost feel bad about doing that compared to the abomination that is Tangrowth. This thing is actively disgusting.
It's just bigger Tangela with noodle arms.
Yeah, no, 3, I agree. I already loved Elekid. I loved Electabuzz. Electivire comes out and is just amazing. He is even cooler. Alright, that 10 out of 10. One of my favorite electric types ever.
Actually, Electivire is kind of great when I examine it up close. I wouldn't have guessed that.
A good improvement over Electabuzz to be sure, but I don't dig the whole 2 tails thing. Also, this should have been electric fighting type.
Okay, I can see that. And now we have Magmortar, because... not horrible. Magmortar's kind of cool. Like, that's arms kind of look like cannons now. But I really don't have that much else to go for it. It's a 7 out of 10 now.
I do like the idea of Magmortar, but man, the face is still an issue for me. That's also primarily why
It also
I
loses the
rated
duck
Magmar
bill.
so low back in the Gen 1 video. I didn't really explain myself there, so there you go.
Honestly, a vastly better design over Magmar, but the duck face holds it back just enough in my opinion.
Togekiss is fantastic. That is a 9 out of 10. That is an 8 out of 10 Pokemon right there. We love Togekiss.
Very cute, very beautiful, a worthy evolution for Togepi.
It's just rounder Togetic, but I guess it's probably the best direction to have taken the line.
Yanmega definitely leans into being a bug type to creep me out, and that is a good 7 out of 10.
Marginally better than its previous evolution, and the darker colors are a nice touch.
I like how I've stopped talking about Pokemon and their battle practicality at this point. That I'm just going for the designs now. I'm slowly doing what they're doing.
Yanmega's really cool. Dragonflies are still cool, and I honestly kinda dig the militaristic design going on here.
Okay, I love Leafeon's design. I've never used one, but I do love it. And for creating a new gimmick to evolve your Eevee of like, oh, train in this one spot, it wasn't horrible for, you know, both Leafeon and Glaceon. Between the two, I think Leafeon is a better design. So, 8 out of 10.
Leafeon is far from my favorite evolution, but it's still a very solid and somewhat majestic little creature.
I'm not a huge fan of the chips and the leaves of Leafeon's design, as they make it look imperfect, which it otherwise is.
Yep. Glaceon is sleek. Glaceon is kind of pretty. I do like it. Unfortunately, ice types still aren't that great. So it's on the weaker side. And I could already teach ice type moves to my Vaporeon, and Vaporeon is already a lot more practical. 7 out of 10 there, Glaceon.
This is an evolution.
Gotta share opinions on that, Navi.
That's on me because
Better play the games beyond Gen 3. Be fair, it's never got his kit. That's true.
It looks like it has a lot of sass, which I'm all in favor of.
Glaceon is so pretty.
Ooh.
That's it. Pretty dog.
I loved Gligar, and Gliscor is just cool. It abandons all the goofy nature that Gligar had, but now Gliscor is just awesome. I love Gliscor. That is a 9 out of 10.
It definitely looks better than Gligar, not to mention spookier, but it's still not that great.
Poor
Gliscor's pretty
Gliscor.
awesome too.
There we go. At least Dripson coming in.
Tough-looking evolutions from the Platinum expansion.
Except
decks
Navi.
are such bangers.
I was not a big fan of Piloswine, but I love Mammothswine. Mammoths are cool. Alright? I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't have a proper trunk and just has, you know, still maintains a small snout, but you know, that's keeping in line with its previous evolutions. Mammothswine is still really cool. 8 out of 10.
What do you know? Mammothswine actually really improved on its predecessors. If it had more of a standout feature, I think it could have been even better.
Yep, that's a mammoth. Not the direction I'd ever think that Piloswine would go, but a drastic improvement nonetheless.
Porygon Z, because we needed to give Porygon another evolution, I guess. Porygon Z is weird. I don't... This is a Pokemon, like... Okay, it's not bad. I definitely would say it's uncalled for. It's the most I'm gonna say. It's the 6 out of 10.
This would have never happened to Porygon 2 if it had just installed NordVPN.
Ha!
Staying safe online is an ever-growing difficulty, and you could...
This is such a quirky Pokemon, and maybe
Cloud is still talking in the background. I like that attention to video on the detail. Anyway, attention to detail for your video. Also, Gallade is a fantastic design. And it's a powerful Pokemon. Alright? And giving male worlds an option, a different path to evolve into is neat. If you didn't like Gardevoir, Gallade is here to give you an option, and it's still fantastic. Gallade is good. That is an 8 out of 10. I still prefer Gardevoir. All I'm saying is you gotta get NordVPN.
No thanks.
While I don't think that this is as nice of a design as Gardevoir, this is still a perfectly good counterpart to her.
I believe I made my views on Nosepass clear. Probospass has the exact same review rating from me. It's a 1 out of 10. I don't like Probospass.
Probopass's huge nose
Good.
is a big advantage, as it provides the perfect target for when you're trying to kick this awful fucking thing into the stratosphere.
Good.
Nope. We were doing so well for this part of the decks.
Fuck yes. Dusknoir is awesome. It's a ghost type, so it already gets by default 10 out of 10, but it's just any chance that, good old freaking Dusclops was ruining its design. No. Dusknoir comes out here and is just freaking awesome. I love him. That is an awesome guy right there.
While I find it weaker than Duskull and Dusclops overall, I still think Dusknoir is a pretty good design for a ghost Pokemon.
An odd choice of evolution for Dusclops, but it's still partially in the theme of it, I guess.
Fuck yes. I love Frostlass. Like, this is actually in my top 10 favorite ghost Pokemon. Its cry is haunting, its design is pretty, and it's just really good. I love Frostlass. Alright. 10 out of 10.
Interesting idea to have a female exclusive evolution for Snorunt of all Pokemon. And
I'm all for it, alright?
It's a few elements from Glalie as well. That being said, it's not a spectacular design.
That's you, man.
Okay,
I love it.
Raise your hand if you died to this thing's Snow Cloak in Candace's gym at least once in your life.
Y'all can't see it, but I'm raising my hand.
Snorunt as well.
I love Rotom as well. It's a ghost type, yada yada. We all know that cliche. So I'm gonna put all of that aside just to talk about Rotom. I think it's a very simple design, and getting it is pretty creepy because you got to go into a haunted mansion and wait till midnight. There's an animated short on the Pokemon YouTube channel which makes that mansion even creepier. The Pokemon Adventures manga also just friggin' Diamond gets his hands on Rotom and he uses it to power up his toys and whatnot, and that's kind of cute. I love Rotom. Alright, Rotom's a good Pokemon. I think my favorite Rotom form would be the mower form, just because he looks kind of crazy as a mower.
I like the idea of Rotom far more than I like the actual design. It's just kind of bland to me, even if it has an interesting concept. My favorite form is Rotom.
Agreed.
Because it looks the funniest.
I've really enjoyed Rotom as a Pokemon. My only question is why this had the legendary battle theme in Gen 4. Also, I dislike the
Oh, it did?
Rotom idea from Gen 7 onwards. Also, my favorite Rotom appliance is Frost Rotom, though Rotom's Cheshire Cat-esque smile comes in close second for me.
And now this was my favorite of the legendary trio this time. I like the lore that if you look in its eyes were to ever open up, you'd lose your memories. I think it's very nice defensively. As a kid, I used to think Azelf was my favorite, but that was just because blue coloring. Growing up, and now that I'm older, I think Uxie's a lot more my favorite. That is an 8 out of 10 psychic.
It's boring.
Aw,
Sleep, and that's really about it for me.
I like it. Mesprit's the Pokemon that you like because of lore. It's cute and all. I'd still kind of say I liked Uxie more. 7 out of 10.
It's also boring.
Aw.
It's just pink Uxie with different hair, and that's really about it for me.
Azelf, 7 out of 10.
It's slightly less boring.
Aw.
It's just blue Mesprit with different hair, and that's really about it for me.
See, I'll talk about this legendary trio. They all have very similar designs. I do think that kind of holds them back from being as iconic as, other legendary trios. We had, the legendary dogs in Gen 2, Suicune, Entei, Raikou. We had Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. I don't know why I whiffed on the name. We had the Reggies in Gen 3. So these are definitely the weakest in terms of, iconic, unique designs. But I still like them. Alright, they're kind of like little fairies. I definitely would have named them Navi, Tattle, and Tail. I definitely would have done that. But, You know, I don't hate. They're a lot more bland and less unique in their designs, but I still think they work. Dialga is awesome. It's like a It's like a brontosaurus with the power to control time. All right, this guy's awesome, and I still have a toy of him that I keep around with me to this day because I love Dialga's design. That is a 10 out of 10 dinosaur. I mean, the dragon thing. Steel Dragon is also a fantastic typing.
Dialga is a personal favorite legendary of mine. The plating looks awesome, the
Agreed.
colors are great, and while it looks incredible, it doesn't feel too extravagant.
I don't think I've mentioned this before, but when a new Pokemon game comes out, I always pick which game based on the mascot legendary. And
Same.
Diamond was the first game I got to do that with, so Dialga holds a little spot in my heart for that.
Palkia also has a fantastic design. I'd say it pales in comparison to Dialga, so I give it a 9 out of 10. It's still really nice. I like it.
While I do like
I feel like the rings we give
I
the
do
Pixies are
think
the ones I give the
color
next 2
scheme
months.
isn't
Lol.
nearly as Dialga's,
Ooh.
and that means a lot to me with Pokemon.
I was never really keen on this design up until playing Legends Arceus.
I still think this design works.
3D properly.
I have no idea what animal Heteran is supposed to be. Heteran, Heteran, whatever pronounce that as. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. It's alright. I don't have any good or bad feelings towards it. It's a 7 out of 10 for me.
What?
Actually, one of my favorite legendaries from this generation, though I couldn't really tell you why, other than I like the design.
My favorite Reggie design, period. Alright, Regigigas is a fantastic design. Practicality be damned, because he's got slow start, but if you can hit him with Mummy, if you can hit him with neutralizing gas, this guy is going to murder your team in 1 turn. Alright, this guy will destroy you and everything you love. And I love the little grass growing on him. He looks like it's a genuine Titan. I love Regigigas. That is a 10 out of 10 legendary.
Half of Regigigas looks fine, the other half does not look fine at all. So I guess it's split all down the...
I don't know what it is, but like this picture looks different than the picture below. Like the arms here look super small, whereas here they look kind of bulky like with the rest of the body. I don't know.
Middle for me.
Probably my actual least favorite of the Reggie trio, sorry, quartet at this point. It feels artificially created, unlike the 3 before it.
This is one of my favorite legendaries ever. Like Ghost Dragon aside, it is just cool. Alright, I prefer its, you know, its big floaty form instead of this foot form, legged form. I still love it. Giratina is awesome. That is a 10 out of 10. Anyway, Regigigas didn't hit the gym. I mean, he hit leg day, but he didn't lift the weights.
The altered form, which is what I'm basing this rating on, looks really damn cool, but I can't say I care for the origin form. Having
Hey, you don't go dissing Pokemon Satan like that, buddy. He'll come for you.
legs makes all the difference.
I know that I said that Rayquaza is my favorite legendary of all time, and Giratina has always been a close second as well. Though what is origin form Giratina but an edgier Rayquaza? That's also my preferred form.
Cresselia is pretty. I like it. It's a nice design. You can actually get this one in the games without having to need a mystery gift that I missed out on as a kid because my dad didn't let me hook my DS to the Wi-Fi. So I was able to get Cresselia as a kid. I like it. That's an 8 out of 10 dragon psychic thingy.
I don't much care for Cresselia, but it isn't that bad of a Pokemon, honestly.
Quite a nice design for a legendary Pokemon.
Yep.
And falls more into that mythical guardian deity with the likes of the Mew clones.
Agreed. Fiona is cute. Like, Manphy and Fiona are going to get the same rating because they're basically the same, but, like, I love them both. They're both a 7 out of 10. They're weak as shit, don't get me wrong, but they're cute enough to make up for it.
And spoiler alert, I think Manaphy's got the better design by far, so that will get a proper rating. For Phione, I'm just giving it a 5 because although it's redundant, it's not bad at all.
Do you consider this Pokemon a legendary? Let
Nope.
us know in the comments.
I don't consider Fiona a legendary because you actually get that one by breeding. It's alright. I think it's cute, but it definitely sucks.
I won't read them, and engagement is good for the algorithm. Anyways, I say yes, so we'll include this in any awards regarding legendaries.
Even if it is
7.
a very intricate design, Manaphy's simplicity works heavily in its favor, and it has the edge over Phione because of those yellow markings.
The Manaphy movie was one of the few Pokemon movies I remember watching as a kid, so I've always liked this Pokemon. but I guess this is the requisite Mew clone, sans the psychic typing.
Edge Boy. This guy is not a ghost type, despite looking like he'd be a specter of the dark and whatnot. He looks like he should be a ghost dark type, but he's not. He's just pure dark. And it's kind of cool. He's edgy as hell. He has feet. You don't see them, but like he does technically have them. That's a 9 out of 10 from me. I'm a sucker for edgelord designed Pokemon, and Darkrai is absolutely one of those.
I think Darkrai is a little too simple for a legendary Pokemon, but without considering that status, it is a very great creature.
I also remember watching the Dark.
He has feet. He does. Have you not seen the movie? He technically does. He has like two long, he has these two like long cones that are his feet.
This is a nice counterpart to Cresselia.
I love hedgehogs, and that's absolutely what Shaman is. So 10 out of 10 for the grass hedgehog. All right.
What an adorable little dude. I really love.
It's a hedgehog that becomes an actual dog that can fly. 10 out of 10.
Shaman. It's another Pokemon that's deserving of a high rating.
His using for walking? No, he just has them to show off.
Really
He has them to hit them with the old razzle dazzle.
Not that great. For both forms, though I guess I prefer the Sky form.
And now we have God, so I feel like we obligatory have to give this thing a 10 out of 10 just because it's God. Outside of that, like, it's a very divine form. Like, I could look at that thing, it's like, yep, if you told me this thing was God, I'd believe it. It definitely looks like it definitely feels like it lives up to the part. I like Arceus. 10 out of 10.
Rounding out a great string of legendaries, Arceus ends Sinnoh on a very high note. For what is basically the Pokemon equivalent of God, it's surprisingly understated while still being elegant. As for my favorite form, Ice, I guess.
It's a literal Pokemon god, or if Legends Arceus is to be believed, a fraction of a literal god, sent to the Pokemon world to observe and follow a 12-year-old kid around for fun, or whatever gods do in their multi-timeline lifetimes. I don't know if I really have a favorite form, since they're all pretty much the same, but I guess I like Arceus Fairy the best, since I think the Fairy type pink fits the best with Arceus' white body.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's all the Gen 4 Pokemon rated.
Whoa.
You know what time it is? Let's bring it over to the Dripsin to analyze that data.
Let's see the data.
First of all, we're keeping a running total of our average scores for each generation. Cloud's average score was 6.25, his lowest so far, but only by a 0.05 margin behind Gen 1. But my average score was 6.67, which is my highest score to date. Of all 100...
Wow, not only his highest score to date, but of the one generation that has baby Pokemon he doesn't hate. How about that?
107 Pokemon from this generation, we gave 15 of them the same score, spread pretty evenly between Pokemon we liked and thought were okay, as well as one we despised. Next, let's look at our total score counts for Gen 4, and this time, there aren't any super notable trends to speak of. Cloud's scores hovered between 5 and 7, accounting for over half of his ratings, while
I feel like I gave out a lot more 10 out of 10s this time.
I tended to hand out scores of 6 through 9, though there were definitely plenty of exceptions for both of those trends. And as always, here's a quick recap of our ratings for Gen 4.
That's great. There's so many of these fuckers. There we go. Now for the awards, the Poke Awards. Still thinking of a better name.
And most not best Pokemon from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. First are the awards for the best and worst starter lines based on their combined average scores. And while Gen 4 has
I think
overall
Turtwig loses this one.
for starter Pokemon,
I'm confident on
we have
that.
to single out the best and worst. The Perfect Partner Award
Because
goes to the Empoleon line.
Good.
Interestingly enough, it contained our least favorite of the Gen 4 starter Pokemon.
Really glad we spent up that big rating text block. Oh yeah, I was definitely glad y'all did that.
Ally Award goes to the Torterra line.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Point out that we still like this line just fine.
Yeah, all the lines are great.
Awards for the best and worst legendary Pokemon.
So I'm gonna put my bets here that the worst is going to be the Uxie, Azelf, and Mesprit trio as a whole. And, like, best is Arceus. I know best is, like, either Arceus or frickin' Giratina.
Based on our combined scores, Gen 4's mythical masterpiece is Giratina, beating
Good.
out plenty of strong contenders like Dialga and Darkrai. And the fantastical flop this time is Regigigas.
Aw,
the second
poor
Regimon to get this
Regigigas.
award, though it's not because of an obscene gesture this time.
Yikes.
Because we both found it to be pretty mediocre.
Then we've got the Best and Worst Type Awards, calculated by averaging the score of
That's
every
fair.
Pokemon in the type group. As a clarification, Pokemon that have different types for location or stat-based forms count for any types that they can be, but item-based forms
I'm gonna guess worst type is ice.
changes don't count. For example, Wormadam counts for bug, grass, ground, and steel, and Rotom counts for electric, ghost, fire, water, ice, flying, and grass. But
Ooh, that's a lot of
Arceus only
typing.
counts for the normal type. So, the Excellent Element Award goes to Dragon, the second time it's won this award, as it also clinched the top spot for Gen 1.
To be fair, you came up with this generation gave us Garchomp. This doesn't surprise me.
And the Catastrophic Category Award goes to the Fairy type, though if that type wasn't
Oh yeah, I forgot, because that type didn't exist by this point.
retroactively applied to Pokemon, then Rock would win this award for the second time.
Moving on to the awards for the best and worst glow up, which we found by calculating the highest rise and drop in scores from one evolution to another. As a reminder, we are counting new evolutions of previously existing Pokemon, but we aren't retroactively counting anything that comes before a previously existing Pokemon. So while we aren't determining if Roselia
$5
is
says
a good or
Rorik.
bad glow,
I know
we are
that's not this
determining
award
if
yet.
Roserade is a good or bad glow up for Roselia. Anyway, the Terrific Transformation Award goes to Mamoswine.
Good.
who improved
He's
over
a good boy.
Piloswine with a massive 10-point improvement.
It's good mod, Brent.
Which isn't even the biggest score increase
Keep
we've
calling
seen
that
so
because
far
Cloud said that earlier in the chat.
And the Metamorphic Mistake Award goes to Perugly, who, true to its name, lost a lot of our favor.
It's ugly.
7 points worth, to be precise.
Now there's the award for the Pokemon that Dripson and I disagreed on the most, and our contentious critter this time was Drifloon, with a difference of 8 between me and my brother.
I love
You
Drifloon.
really like Drifloon's design, but I just couldn't get over the whole "this thing kidnaps children" angle.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost type. You just gotta get used. Trust me, you're gonna see a lot more of that with future ghost types.
Finally, let's go over the awards for the best and worst antagonists, aka the best rival.
Worst antagonist could be Rorik because he's got Geodude,
and
Onyx,
Gym
and
Leader based on the
Cranidos.
average combined score.
I like Cranidos,
Review
but
of the rules, duplicate
Rock type,
Pokemon
the other
aren't
Rock
ranked
types are gonna hold
twice.
him back.
We're judging on final encounters only where applicable. We're basing these ratings on Pokemon Platinum. Trainers must have at least one.
Just because you're a
new
ghost
Pokemon.
doesn't mean you're not a
Super
criminal.
bosses only
He's
count
dead.
as
It doesn't.
those
It's not his
that
fault
don't have
anymore.
Future Gen Pokemon, and no Battle Facility exclusive trainers. Gen 4's Big Bad Boss Award goes to Cyrus.
Oh,
the
dang.
Second villain team leader to take this award, thanks to some amazing Pokemon.
Well, this is a
from
good
previous
one.
Generations boosting his team. And the Bad Boss
Yeah,
Award
here it
goes
comes.
to Team Galactic
Oh,
Commander
dang.
Mars, brought down significantly by our Golbat and Perugly.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
before we wrap it up,
For once, it's not the beginning Rock type gym leader. How about that?
let's quickly run through the special honors. The Hall of Fame hosts Pokemon that received a perfect score of 10 from both of us.
Garchomp?
Neither of us could agree on a perfect
Ah.
Pokemon this time, so no new inductees. The Hall of Shame is for those who receive an anti-perfect score of 1 from us both, and Mime Jr. joins Smoochum as the second entrant for this not coveted award.
Poor. Poor buddy. This poor little mime just wants to have fun, alright?
Tame features Pokemon who received a score of 5 from the two of us, and
There's a-
Cherubi and Phione get a spot here this time.
I mean, they're
So
fine.
that's it for Gen 4, and for me, it was very interesting to look back at this generation. Even though I played this gen around its launch, I have absolutely no nostalgic connection to Diamond and Pearl and their Pokemon. That might be why I was a little more critical this generation, I'll admit, but I also appreciate that the designers experimented more this time around. A lot of that experimentation doesn't work for me personally, but when you're expanding an already packed roster of 386 to 493, you inevitably have to take risks, and that's a principle I can get behind even if the results aren't stellar.
I'd say the experimenting paid off. Again, we have a generation with baby Pokemon that Dripson didn't immediately hate.
Gen 4 was not a generation I had high praise for the longest time, actually. I thought they were inferior to both Gen 3 and Gen 5, both when I first played all of them and looking back after a few years. However, after the reveal of BDSP, and how good those games weren't, as well as the release of Legends Arceus, I got oddly nostalgic for these games, and actually replayed
always loved them.
Diamond before this video, and thoroughly enjoyed my time.
And I
am
also
still not a
enjoyed
huge fan of Gen
Brilliant
1
Diamond, Shining
and
Pearl.
do have a better
But to be
appreciation
fair, I love the Gen 4 remakes solely because the underground, you could battle Pokemon down there. And I got a Houndoom really early.
of them than I may have had a year or two ago.
Thanks so much for watching this.
And there we go. So the video's over. Go like and subscribe to CloudConnection. There's a link to this video in the description below. And like and subscribe to me. I love doing these videos. These are generally a lot of fun. I look forward to doing them. And I'm glad that I could do them. I hope you all have a really, really good day. Please take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go play like some Fortnite or maybe work on review stuff because I still want to do that on the channel. Meantime, take care. I'll see you all next time.